Hey guys, it's Danny. Alrighty, so among all the bad news and bad luck that I just had with my orchids lately, it's time to enjoy the good news as well, because there are some good news to share as well. So today I'm just gonna share with you the things that I look forward to, the good things that are happening with my orchids at the moment. So here we go. We might remember this one. Of course, this is the beautiful Tolumnia Dapple. She has just opened her wonderful blooms. And if you remember the video that I made about her, she looks just as great, just as wonderful. I absolutely love Tolumnias. And I know I said I would get more Tolumnias, but I can't order from Germany anymore. I intended to get quite a lot more Tolumnias, but that will have to wait. I have 4 at the moment. This one is in bloom, the other ones are growing. They're adapting pretty well, and I'm happy to say that the root burn thing didn't affect them way too much, so that is good. So she's a pretty sight for sore eyes these days. I'm really happy I have her in bloom. And if you don't know a lot about Tolumnias, well, I encourage you to watch this video here. I made a how to care for Tolumnias tutorial. I hope it will be helpful, and you'll see another Tolumnia in bloom there. They're really pretty. For such a tiny little pretty orchid to have such a long flower spike and such a beautiful bloom display, it's really quite amazing. Of course, we all know the Bellina. No point in showing her anymore because we kind of got sick of her. No, we didn't. But anyway, here we have my Brassavola little stars. Now, I did a sort of a brutal unmounting on this one. I had no other choice really. However, this one is recuperating. She's producing roots. She's doing okay. And more than that, I think I do see something in these sheaths. She has quite a few pseudoballs maturing. I think I saw 4 or 5. They all seem to have some sheaths if I look closely, so let's hope that somewhere within the next month we'll have some blooms as well from this one. Who knows really, because I live in a different climate right now, so I'm not sure how they're gonna arrange themselves to the new climate and environment. But yeah, the Brassavola is showing signs of recovery and she's doing quite well. Hopefully we'll get some blooms soon as well. Now, this orchid we didn't see for about a year in bloom or so, if I remember correctly. This is, oh gosh, I should really put tags. The Miltassia, okay, Miltassia or Bratonia, this was the name I didn't remember. Shelob Tolkien, and I'm happy to report that we do have a flower spike developing and growing on this one as well. I will have to move her when the flower spike will bloom to face myself rather than the light, but for now she's doing good as she is receiving quite a lot of light. So excuse the bright light you see in the background right now. It's cloudy actually, but this is one of those orchids that I really like and I cannot wait to see in bloom. So right now I just want to let the flower spike arch itself nicely towards the light, and when everything is in bloom, all the flowers are open, I can switch it to face me and I can enjoy it when I enter the greenhouse. Now here's a surprise flower spike. I actually noticed it just 2 days ago. I don't know how I missed it. Now, in case you don't recognize this orchid, I bet you don't, we haven't seen her in bloom in 2 years. This is the Aliceara Pacific Nova. Does it ring any bell? I'll show you some images of her in a corner of the screen right now. She looks kind of like a Borassia, but the colors on her are really fantastic. And for the past 2 years almost, she did not bloom. However, we have a pretty shy, I would say, but nonetheless a flower spike. I cannot blame her because of the move and everything. However, the funny thing is, this one is growing under light, so she does not receive much natural light. However, she managed to produce this flower spike under artificial light. I don't know if it's too soon to tell, but I think I kind of got the artificial light aspect of things right. I don't know, I really hope so. I seem to have orchids growing quite okay under artificial light, and the fact that they can produce flower spikes as well is pretty wonderful. So yeah, it's a little bit too early to tell if my fixture is okay. It's a trial and error at this point for me as well. However, this is an encouraging sign, and really I cannot wait to see this orchid in bloom. 2 years I've been waiting for her. But there we go, we're gonna have some blooms soon. Now, if you've watched the video about my orchid species collections, you might already know about these ones, but in case you didn't, here we have a few Phalaenopsis species that are preparing some buds. First, it's the Phalaenopsis hieroglyphica crossed with Mariae. Wonderful news for this one. She is producing buds almost on every flower spike, if not on every flower spike. So we have one here, we have a few branches here, we have, I'm not sure about this one, we might have a branch here as well. We have some in the back right here. I'm expecting quite a nice show. Oh, here as well. So every flower spike of this orchid pretty much has buds. Really hope it's gonna be a nice show. This is one of those orchids which is a sequential bloomer, so if the flower spikes are not dry and the orchid is healthy, don't cut them because they will rebloom over and over again. I'm not sure for how many years, but it remains to be seen. Also, the Phalaenopsis fasciata, she's amazing. She spent 1 month, I am not properly focused. She spent 1 month on transport, poor girl, and now she's producing a bud. As you can see, the bud is kind of yellow. I'm not sure if this is okay. However, this orchid has yellow kind of flowers. It doesn't look like it wants to dry out, actually, it's growing. But yeah, the fact that it's a bit yellow, it's a bit scary. However, I'm happy that she decided to start working on her buds. Okay, now to show you some oddities. Now this is an unidentified Oncidium orchid. I got it last year. He is trying to pull through, producing a tiny little root there that doesn't like something. Anyway, that's a different story. However, I don't know, for whatever reason he is trying to... Oh, I see another one. He's trying to produce some flowers. This is one. And that's another bud, and I need to pinch them off because they consume a lot of energy. This is why you didn't produce a new growth, huh? Okay, I need to pinch these stuff out because they're really not okay for the orchid at the moment, and some of you might cringe at this moment. I don't know if cringe is a good word. Some of you might be very horrified, but no, this is not okay. This orchid is in very, very poor condition. The last thing she needs is to spend her energy on these buds and on these flowers. However, it's something weird. And here's another oddity. This is the beautiful Bellara Diana Dunn Gothic. She's actually doing quite okay. However, this is a new growth. Do you see what's happening with her leaf here? I believe this is a flower spike that somehow got glued to the leaf, and it's... I don't know what's happening here. I've never seen anything like this. Makes me wonder a little bit. You remember I told you that I have my orchids producing double growths? When a new growth was growing, another one was produced by the new growth and so on. I never experienced that either. I presumed it's a sign of stress. However, I really hope it's not a sort of a external factor that influences that behavior and also can influence some deformities with flower spikes and all. I really hope it's not the case. However, it's odd. I really, really do hope that this one will bloom when this new growth matures, because otherwise the orchid is looking pretty great. However, I really hope that this new growth will bloom. And that is pretty much it for now. Not much going on, but I'm happy that at least my orchids are growing. Flowers can wait. No, they cannot. I want more flowers. I'm kidding. And I'm sorry for all this brightness. Some of you might already know this stand here. You might have noticed it in my video. I did a video on it, on assembling it and all of that. However, it needs a little bit more editing and I will get to it, and I'll present the stands and where to buy them and all of that, and how I DIY'd it to fit my style of growing. So the video on these stands will come soon, but if you're interested in them, you can find them at IKEA. I saw them in many YouTube videos, and I think Track mentioned them at some point, and when I learned they were from IKEA, I just rushed and there we go. Alrighty guys, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more orchid videos from me, simply subscribe to my channel. I post on a daily basis. Also, feel free to leave me comments down below if you have questions or suggestions for videos. And always feel free to send me a letter at the address you see here on the screen or in the description below. Choose an option on the screen if you'd like to be directed to orchidnature.com, or you can choose to watch another orchid video. Thank you for joining. I'll see you next time. Bye.